there's I think there's about 2 or 3 other people that just kind of popped on also. So it was a pretty big show. It was a good time. I heard about it through Make Philly and came out and just started taking pictures. And then so the next shows is Ren Ostrich and Anamanaguchi played the show also. And then I think we finished up with 8GB that night, which was another good show. And I'm just going to kind of flip through some of these. We have Peter Swim and Cheap Dinosaurs, which became ever present for the first year. They played pretty regularly here. Well, you're too guilty of that too, Mr. Animal Style. Then No Sleep with his lovely gestures to the skies he seems to make a lot. I missed a show here, so we'll jump into 8static number 5, which was Balloon and Minus Baby played. They did actually a set together, a song together that show, which was quite good. And then it finished off with the other incarnation, Auto School, that night. The next thing here is we have Mr. SKJB in his first appearance at 8static. Played open mic. He played open mic for many years here.
Was he like 12 or what?
Oh, I think he was about 6.5. And I wish Alicia was here right now. She would love this. And also we have our first appearance, I believe, of Mr. Robert. And then the night was finished off with different incarnation of Void Vision that night.
With a rare performance by Dan Davis with her, it looks like.
So we have next show had Arrival, which you can't really tell, but right here he's holding a video camera. That entire night he had this video camera in his hand, including when we went to a Gojo that night where we sat outside and he just had this video camera the entire time and was videotaping everything. I think I have a picture of him holding it like this in front of his face throughout some of it. And then we have Tony Light and Chromix. Here we are with Cheap Dinosaurs again, with Enzo doing Viz for the end of that night. Next we have Ari and Chica. This is actually one of my favorite pixel arts that I've seen shown here. If people who haven't seen it before, she actually kind of jiggles back and forth, and it's actually just really kind of a fun image, especially kind of sprouting over his shoulder. And next we have Robert, and I think maybe his first actual full set here. And so next same night we actually have Star Paws. Now this is actually kind of small for the screen, but it's actually him slowly, progressively taking his shirt off across. So it's actually a pretty great sequence in bigger scale. It's definitely out on my Flickr now on the internet from that year.
I hear that SKGB is going to recreate that scene tonight.
Yes, SKGB strip show tonight?
Yeah.
I didn't get that.
So next show we have Oxygen Star and Kovacs. And no good stories there. But so next, the pre-show event for the next show, which is 8static OA, that I have here. We actually did a bunch of people who were involved in a art exhibit at the Klein Gallery, which was a lot of kind of interactive audio art and visual art. And it was a pretty good pre-show event before we came back over here and did our usual setup here. We have Daragon, who's another fixture of the scene up here. He comes up pretty regularly with Disaster Piece, and Notendo and Lisa Ju, who finished up the night with his pouty face. So I'm just going to kind of click through some of these here. This is actually our first year anniversary show, these last few images. So it ended up with Bit Shift, and it's another.
It's an amazing photo of him. It looks like it looks like he's on the stuff or that movie Street Trash, where people eat that green stuff and they kind of turn into zombies.
So next, this is one of my favorite kind of combinations of pixel art versus artist with Glow Mag and the Charlton Heston in the background there. So just a kind of great combination of juxtaposition of the two, as I see over the years. And then we have Trash 80, who was well received, you could say, this night, with a good crowd surf and lift up with everyone that showed up. So next, I believe we have SKGB's pictures from SKGB's first actual set here. So there's a couple of them. And then we have these guys, and then, oh look, our good friends Cheap Dinosaurs again showed up.
It's a beard night.
And then we have another regular Triplicate, which I believe this was his first full set here at 8static, was where this image came from. Unfortunately, he's not here. He should be here.
He's playing bass.
Then we have Bear, and then Minus Baby in a nice sequence of him. If you've seen him play a lot of times, he kind of does this kind of work and then jumps back a lot of times, and so this is a good sequence of him doing that. So that, and then we have Mr. Bacon on a solo set. That show, another show there. We have a couple of my favorite images of Starscream. And then the pants, Neil Voss, and Void Vision with there's another stage party that happened there, and everyone just started reaching around her head there.
Who's wearing all these gloves?
Oh yes. So usually when a lot of times when she plays, there's a couple people that come with these blue mouse costumes and dance around behind her. I think that night they actually had these glowing balls that they kind of like stuffed under a little bit, so there's like glowing spots around them. It's generally pretty goofy. I believe Joanne and one of her friends are the people that do that, if anyone who knows them. So next we have Graffiti Monsters. He was having a bit of a rough night that night, and so his set ended with something like that, with him swinging his guitar at the mic stand about
At us.
half a foot from my face.
Get that camera out of my face!
Which I didn't quite realize that it was so close to my head till about 30 seconds afterwards. I'm like, that's probably a great picture. That guitar was going to hit my head if it was closer. But it was, so that was at least a good shot out of that one, I think.
I love you, Ben.
So yeah, we have Nintendo, who always does his own visuals when it comes to it, which is always kind of interesting to see him, as other pictures of him where he's always like kind of looking behind him to see what's going on. We have Knife City, who's playing next month here at 8static at our new home. So next we have our friend SKGB, no shirt on this time.
The hair changes
So this was
That was a great show.
Our 2-year anniversary part of these few images for 8static 16. For that time we actually had an MC, Zilla Persona, who kind of led the night. It was a good time. It was a great show. Where it finished off with George and Jonathan, who are always a great time. They're always bring the party, you could say, to the show. So next we have a few more from the next show. So that's another pretty big show, and then
Be blank.
V Blank, yes, we miss him. He's too far away now to come out regularly.
And Don.
Oh, let's not talk about Mr. Don Miller, who I wish was watching this so he could hear us make fun of him.
He can be watching this in about a day.
Oh, we're totally live streaming. I can see on the screen back there. So, click through a few more of this was another one of the Montreal invasions, similar to what happened the other month here. There's a few images of that, of XC Brienne and Alice Effect. Van Ostrich, a couple more of him dancing around. And this is another one of my favorite images. I tried really hard. I've always loved the Chris Kaiser jump. He's always had like a great jump about him as an artist. So like I saw him at least 3 or 4 times before this, and was like, I want to make a picture of this, and I got lucky and got a good picture of his.
With the best
his
background
leap.
ever.
Yeah, his leap in the air.
That's amazing. You're a god.
So next we have the short sleeves, which is good. Somehow the finger waggle came out with for Jen that night. With another one with the bit shifter here. Baron Walrus with Greenleaf, and also finally this is Starscream. This was their last performance using Game Boys. Was actually here at 8static, and this is it. So next we have the Bright Primates, another great act to take pictures of. They have a great dynamic nature about them. It's always fun to take pictures of them.
And an amazing dress.
The pants. So then we have another Triplicate set here with him playing bass this time. And then Flash Art, and then our friend Dan Davis here. This is another great image of him with just kind of stuff flying out from behind him. And this was basically at least a sequence of a guitar playing men there going on. Yep, we have Shrimps, who's this was another great one, another one of those great looks and actions to enact here. And we have Glenn here playing his bass.
His first set too.
Yep, as his first full set.
And Joey's, I guess that's your first visual set here, right?
Yeah.
One of this Genesis.
And so.
Yeah, Dargon throwing up.
And so it's always hard. I always want to try and make some good pictures of the people doing viz. It's actually really hard because it's always one of the darkest places in the room. So I got an okay one here of Don Carrier, our absent Don Miller, and previous heavy organizer in this whole thing. Here when he did viz a little bit ago here. They have Cool Skull and these a whole set of images here that evoke a lot, at least when I was making, thinking about them, of like old 70s punk, and just kind of the kind of his motions were a lot of that kind of like running around and screaming at things, and good time. It was created a lot of great images with, and then they finished the night off with Burn Kit 2600, and. Now we're done here, and goodbye to Studio 34, and on to Philomoka, the new space that we'll be at. So that's kind of a retrospective of our time here. It's been
Space.
Yeah, it's been a good few years. The space has treated us well. We've had a whole ton of artists and a whole good time. Comes back around, and so that's all.
That photo should be bringing tears to our eyes right now, just so you know.
I'm sad.
Yeah, I'm serious.
How do you expect to be this sad for a workshop?
Look at that photo.
I want to have fun, and I'm depressed. Fuck you, Ben.
Yeah, well, fuck you too.
I love you.
I don't love you.
I know you don't.
Alright, that's all. Should get started with the show here in probably a good 10 minutes or so.